There we go. Get your head up. We're live on YouTube. Are we even making videos on YouTube? At this point, who the fuck cares about YouTube? So, we're gonna I got it. I have to end early. Bear in mind, all of this rides on maintaining stable consciousness, not going back to the hospital, and ruining a perfectly wonderful productivity period. Because all of this is in danger and threat, my mom's paranoia continues to increase, and all of this rests in the hands of whether or not they will call the investigators to come and shoot me up with medications. So, let us stay sane, let us stay rested, and making good decisions. Now, with that said, I'm going to take a break. Because, what a pain in the ass. I don't even know what we're talking about. We're talking about difference. So we're just going through. I mean, we're having a great time, aren't we? I'm having a ball. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish. But fuck a break. So basically, information here meant as no, but that's the danger. The usage in quantum physics and metaphysics is more general than it means any differentiable structure and organizing pattern that gives form to possible states. So information has a very specific yet broad definition in these sciences. So, what page was that? What number are you? 35. What day is it? April 15th? Oh, shit, I have to do taxes today. Fucking shit. You have to do taxes today. That's why I can't. Good thing I didn't, I sold all my crypto. Unfortunately, I was an asshole. I sold all my crypto. Thankfully, I don't have to do crypto taxes, which is a blessing. Because that would have been a fucking nightmare. I would have been screwed. So, info it has to be differentiable from other things. So information is multiple. There isn't just one information. It's multiple informations. And it is any differentiable. Any. So any structure, literally any structure that you can that is like this is that, not that, is information. But also organizing pattern. Structure means organizing pattern. Well, no, structure is more, it isn't necessarily, yeah, I mean, organizing pattern is a broadened definition of structure that gives form to the possible states of a system. So energy is information then? No, energy is not the structure. Organizing pattern. So while computers do process information in binary, so notice, computers, I thought at least, computers were the source of information. I was stupid. I don't know why I thought that. Information does not just exist in computers. Computers process information. Process info. Info is what they process. How do they process info? How do they move info? Info is the currency, a type of currency in computers that is in binary. The form is ones and zeros. So it's a type of information processing. That's why a quantum computer also processes information, which is the flow of structure, order. But is the flow of structure always the flow of the same structure? The structure change in the flow? So it's used as a very broad word because it bridges Shannon's entropy, quantum entanglement, statistical mechanics, computational theory, and cognitive neuroscience without specifying in between each. So information is a mask. We have to get specific. Number 6, every computation. So human intelligence, just computation? No, not just, but in part. Yes, it's computation in the sense of energy acting upon structure. So computation is energy acting on structure. So you see how structure flows, right? In a computer, structure is a currency of a computer, we just said. What makes that current flow? For example, a river is a flow, but what makes a river flow is gravity. So energy is a gravity to the information river that's flowing. So in capitalism, what is gravity? If money is a currency, power, power doesn't attract money, fame, celebrity, secret wealth. It's an unresolved question. But capitalism has energy, information, secrecy, power, ambition. Who knows? The secret motivations of wealth. I'll never know until I'm wealthy. I mean, I'll never tell. I'll be secret. I'll write a book about it. It'll be called The Secret. It'll be poems and aphorisms. No ability to understand shit. I'll laugh into my grave. I'll bury the truth, the secret in my grave. Upon opening the book, it will erase. So, let's see. Energy acting upon structure. So computation is energy acting on structure. I love that definition. Neurons fire chemical gradients, electric impulses. This consumes energy. It processes data. Brain can be modeled computationally to some extent, but it's not just computation. Computation implies formal structure and closure, but human thought is semantic, self-referential, recursive, embodied. So human thought is more than computational. It is semantic. I mean, it is more than just processing structure. It is semantic, which means what? It's going to tell me some stupid shit. Semantic means reflecting intended structure and meaning. So it is also semantic, self-referential. Oh, so computational thought is not self-referential. So we're self-referential, which is also recursive. We go back, and embodied. Okay, so human meaning is not simply the outcome of algorithms. It involves consciousness, emotion, historicity. Your brain computes, but your mind interprets. Brain compute, mind interpret. Okay, so we have 8. Let's see if we can get a few more. So dark energy as the information field of the universe. Dark energy as the information field of the universe. Dark energy is a placeholder for observed accelerated. It's just a placeholder. Oh, energy content. So energy is either just regular light energy, let's just say white or light, or dark energy. And the vast majority is dark. 68. We're 69, sorry. Smith! 69. You agree with us finally. You're one of us. Yes, I converted. Thank you. You fucking chicks now every day per your orders. Thank you, Smith. Okay. So, some theorists speculate dark energy might reflect universal information field, holographic principle. We'll have to get back to that. No scientific backing there whatsoever. Energy as information carrier. Plausible and increasingly grounded in thermodynamics. So this one's more plausible. So Landauer's principle is erasing cost of 1 bit. That ties information entropy and thermodynamic accuracy. Processing or deleting information is inherently physical. Therefore, energy and information are coupled. Energy is required to transform informational states. The phrase energy is a capacity to cause change. Information is a pattern. So we have all sorts of definitions. Information is the pattern of difference. Notice that pattern of difference is the organization of chaos. So it's not chaos, it's just difference, because difference can be organized. So that energy actuates. So notice how energy now plays a role of dynamis. No, energy is playing the Aristotelian role of actuating dynamis. So energy actuates information. Energy actuates information, which means energy actuates the pattern of difference. Now, energy actuates the pattern of difference. The pattern isn't just a form, it's a rhythm. So is it okay? So next, reconstructing physics from pure quantum computation. Reconstructing physics from pure content. So actively explored, now yet confirmed. This is a dream of digital physics. or the computational universe hypothesis, the entire physical universe is emergent from computation. Proposed theories that attempt to derive space-time matter and energy from quantum computations. In such models, energy is a byproduct of stable information processing patterns, i.e., when quantum gates operate stably, what we perceive as energy may emerge from these operations. Interesting. So energy as byproduct of stable information processing patterns. So the Holy Grail is if they can derive via the quantum computer algorithms, if they can find a way to make the equations work in the quantum computer algorithms, then you can potentially not just hypothesize that we are digital, but you could recreate the world digitally. It gives you the capacity not just to say, hey, guess what we are, potentially. It literally gives you the power to write the entire world via the hologram theory into the digital realm. So we'll have to explore that more. Good thing, by the way, if you think I'm being sloppy and every time that I say we have to explore that more, you don't realize how much I use AI. And every time that I say that, I'm signaling AI to pull out a tangent. So this is all very systematic. Do not worry. So quantum computing and nature of energy. Reshaping metaphysical views. And if you're like, who the fuck? Bro, you're not using AI. This is being recorded, homie. Okay? Voice recorded. You're recording me? Yeah, I am. Get over it. Quantum computing and the nature of energy. Reshaping metaphysical views, but not yet foundational shifts in physics. Quantum computing changes our understanding of energy because quantum gates perform transformations using quantized energy inputs. Quantum entanglement undermines classical notions of causality. Energy per operation is minimized and tied directly to information. Thus, in quantum computing, energy is not just power, it is symbolic operation, a computational currency. So then we have energy as symbolic operation, computational currency, which means no idea what that means. So emerging ideas suggest that all information in a volume of space can be represented as information on its boundary. Implies energy and gravity might be encoded holographically, i.e., as information. Energy and gravity. So, hologram theory, the stakes of hologram theory are that energy and gravity can be encoded. The codability of energy and gravity. I want to learn more about this. More. Give me more. More on this. I think that should be enough. So, is information just digital? No, information does not just mean zeros and ones. It refers to states, relations, observables, entanglement patterns, quantum information is not always computational. Human intelligence and energy. Yes, every thought involves energy, makes intelligence physical phenomenon. Though its emergence from matter is still unresolved, this is not reduced mind to computation. Some physicists, philosophers argue that consciousness might be emergent informational phenomenon. Yada yada yada. So we're on the last stretch here. After I get through all of these, a well-deserved break. By the way, I'm going to check Facebook because it keeps failing every 30 seconds. No failures. Okay. So, but it just keeps going up. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, we did it. I think I did a 12-hour day. No lie. I might have been less. I should go to 1 hour and a half. I want to brag. I want to say 12 hours. God damn it. I'm not going to lie. If I don't do 12 hours, I'm not going to say 12 hours. Do you believe it? I know I won't. So I have to do the 12, don't I? I have no idea what time I started. That's a problem. No fucking clue. Sometime at around earlier today. Who the fuck cares how long I did? It's not a fucking competition. I'm only competing with my own self. Anyway, let's continue. So, could you make a perpetual computer by a quantum entanglement? No, not in the way we imagine a perpetual machine. Good. I think, I was expecting a yes. It's my first no of the day. I'm in deep water. I'll accept the loss. I'll accept the first one of the day. So, quantum entanglement allows correlation between states, not casual transmission of energy or information in a usual sense. It does not violate causality. Oh, it allows correlation. So explain how the correlation of states allows for transfer of info in quantum comps. Is it that the gates open when correlated and hence info moves and energy is spent? Sorry about that, Facebook. So, entangled bits don't transmit information instantaneously in a usable way. They reflect correlated outcomes once measured. Need more info on that. Small brain don't understand. Energy is still required to manage coherence, reduce decoherence, operate gates, and cool systems. Quantum computers typically run near absolute zero. They're very hot. Very hot. So, energy is still required to maintain coherence, reduce decoherence, operate gates. So in a quantum computer, energy is to maintain coherence, decoherence. It operates gates and cools. So it's pretty entropy decoherence, noise, error, informational entropy accumulate. Why are qubits described as information, not energy? Because qubits are logical constructs, not energy units. A qubit is a logical construct. Admitted construct. qubit is a quantum state. And it exists in 0, 1 until measured. Oh, a quantum state is superposition. So a qubit is a superposed state. Is like a 0, 1 existing at the same time in a given location or configuration. And then when it is analyzed, when you look, it takes the shape of either 0 or 1. But a qubit means the potential to go to either 0 or 1. But the qubit needs it to be undecided. The qubit is the undecided state. It's a quantum state capable of existing until measurement. It reflects informational potential, how a system may resolve when observed, not an amount of stored energy. Energy is involved in preparing, maintaining, manipulating, measuring, but the state itself is defined informationally, not energetically. Got it. Thank you. So as a quantum, how info is relayed. A quantum refers to a discrete unit of energy, spin, charge. Quantum refers to a discrete unit of energy, spin, charge, state. Quantum computers manipulate quantum states using quantum gates, which operate on qubits. So gates operate on qubits. The gates operate on the things that are zeros and ones, not the actual unit of energy. I'm sorry, not the unit, not the actual thing itself. So the thing itself, in other words, it's a measurement. A quantum computer measures the correlation of states in a given time. So essentially, you're letting the thing run randomly, and then you measure it, you look at it, and then you get a picture. You let it run randomly, you look at it again, it's a different picture, a different algorithm has run. So, and the zeros and ones, the what you're actually looking at are the qubits being determined, not the energy or the charge, which the qubit represents, because these may be invisible. So the qubit is maybe not visible, but it's the at least intelligible part, or at least the form part, the information part. Whereas the energy is what is the information about, is the thing that's producing the information. It's affecting the charge. The orientation produces the information of what's the direction or the charge. So information is encoded in quantum states. Quantum states. So information is encoded in quantum states and relayed via entanglement, interference, and superposition. But the quantum isn't the unit of information itself. Rather, how is information coded in quantum computers? How is info encoded in quantum computers? All right, so we're almost finished. Why not call energy a substance if it's discrete, functional, and transformational? Because energy isn't stuff, it's relational property. So energy is relational. We have over here a host of definitions of energy. It's beautifully cold. It is exquisitely cold. So it's discrete in quantum systems, quantized but still not a substance. Energy only exists in relation to systems, states, and changes. So it only, because it depends on something else. I keep forgetting that energy depends on something else. That's all that it means. It depends on systems, states, and changes. It can be measured or quantized. Let's not say measured. It can be quantized, which means made discrete, made into a quantum state, measured, but not a substance. Better think of energy as a metric or structure. Energy as a metric or structure. Energy as structure. Energy as structure. How the hell are we getting to that? A way to track the potential for change in systems. So change, energy is kind of like, how much can you change? Well, how much energy do you have, bro? How much weed do you want? Well, you have $30? Yeah, you can have a gram. You're gonna charge me $30 for a gram? Holy fuck, what is this shit? It's laced with what? Fucking PCP? No, your mama's vagina. Get the fuck out of here. Okay. So, all right, what were we talking about? Energy as structure, which means energy is kind of like a Bitcoin. Energy is a ledger. But energy is not a Bitcoin ledger because it's not historical. It doesn't keep traces. Can energy be compared? So energy as ledger. Energy as Bitcoin? As Bitcoin? Not conventional, but metaphysically, analogically. All right, let's put in 6 and 6. How many do we have? 14. Let's do 5. So, broad-staggering insight, conceptual, Einstein and the Vigil thinker, the folds of the universe, it's all very labile. Brilliantly provocative, that's simply a metaphor. You're picking up on a deeper geometrical and metaphysical motif. Einstein's field equations, space-time curvature, not the of Newtonian determinism, the analogy is superficial, genuine philosophical structure. It yields. Just compare this to Christella, but you're not simply grafting gender metaphor, you're ontologizing topology. Onti do not act, they respond. You're not wrong. So Einstein is, we have validation from AI that Einstein is the vaginal thinker. He did love the vagina. Now you're low on battery? What, is everybody going to be on low on battery every 10 minutes? You guys are hungry for battery. I've seen chicks hungry for that D, but I ain't seen shit like this before. Here you go. I'm going to plug you the fuck right in. You can have that D. There you go. You happy? Yeah, you is. Oh, shit, there's someone on. I'm sorry. Hi. So, oh, shit. Sorry, Twitch. All right. How you doing, Twitch? All right, there you go. All right, so everyone's gooch. How's your cooch? Good. We have 10 minutes left, unfortunately. We thought we were going to get done today. We had 12 hours to do this, and we didn't get anything done. What a shame. Oh, God. It didn't feel like effort, though. It felt quite nice. It felt like a shower. I think it was this window. Let's put that baby in. So let's see. We have to finish these and then we'll be done. So our task is to finish these. I'm not going to quit until I finish these. So number 2, we have only 13 to do. 14 actually. Defining information as reduction in entropy. Is defining information as reduction in entropy a confession of a hidden theory of order? Yes, it is, and you've caught the epistemological sleight of hand. When Shannon defined information, the smuggling order is valuable, this order is noise. It's a confession. Okay, so we were right. 3. Code's legitimacy comes from Cold War power, not metaphysics. Exactly. Coding became sacrosanct not because of truth, but because of its proven utility in encryption, war strategy, and computing. So information theory was born in arms race, not monastery. The result we inherit the concept of information grounded in secrecy, compression, optimization, not ontology. These are all great future tangents. Thus, information becomes war's pharmacon. It kills and cures. It legitimates. Thus, information becomes war's pharmacon. It kills and cures. It legitimates control and extends cognition. Power, not metaphysics, gave information its crown. We're right. So number 4. Is chaos still allowed in information theory, or is it all just unmeasured information? So in modern physics, chaos is unmeasured info. So chaos is potential info. It's just unmeasured. It means technology. It's a technology gap. It's an optimism of measurability. But there's no inherent justification for the optimism. Philosophically at least. In terms of experience, there may be overwhelming amounts. So thus we move. This is how we move from entropy as disorder to entropy as probabilistic unknowns. So if chaos is just unmeasured info, then you're just getting to more probabilities, probabilistic unknowns, rather than probabilistic chaos. I love this new word that I'm going to need to get a dictionary. I'm going to get a quantum physics, quantum wave dictionary, and I'm going to rewrite metaphysics from the ground up. Holy fuck, you need battery too. Everyone needs battery. You already had a hundo. I'm gonna hook you up. Hold up. Chill. Don't yell at me, homie. I'm gonna hook you up. There you go. Now you yelling at me. I can't wait to listen to music in 10 minutes. I'm gonna crank that shit all the way up. I have now listened to music for extended periods of time for the last 12 hours. Do you know how much hell capitalism has put me through? Capitalism is a pharmacon. It facilitates the music and it kills my soul when it robs me of it. So we have to hurry. I have 9 minutes left. So chaos shrinks under colonial expansion of information theory. Here we are, the man in the middle saying there is no man. It's beautiful. You're suggesting we've built a self-flattering epistemology that erases the observer, as if our frameworks are neutral. Thus Heisenberg, but also Derrida. There's no outside of text. So what was the thing? So chaos shrinks under the colonial expansion of information theory. So information theory as colonial expansion. So this whole beautiful new thing, this whole science is colonialism. We're just letting ourselves be colonialized more and more and more. It's like we're learning magic. And we're just getting ritualized and thinking we're learning about reality, but we're just learning incantations. Let's learn these incantations and then dispel them. But first, we have to become slaves. Magic. So, hologram. Let's get interesting. Representation. This is a paradoxical yet potentially illuminating formulation. A hologram encodes the entire structure of an image in every fragment of itself. A hologram encodes the entire structure of an image. So, yes, in a sense, it represents the whole, but without reducing it to an abstract part. Traditional representation extracts a portrait, a hologram recurses. So, a hologram is not what you've seen in movies, by the way. Do not get confused. I am getting confused. A hologram is a very special metaphysical concept, which we're going to use later on in our in our metaphysics, where each part encodes the entire structure. So it's a type of cryptography. So shit, we're gonna have to ask a question. Because Bitcoin is hologram. Legit? Because crypto compression of history into the present. Let's see what it says. Let's just finish that tangent rather than opening up a whole new one, coming all the way back and then finishing. Yes, and it's deeply legitimate analogy if explored rigorously. Let's break it down. 5 structural parallels between Bitcoin and the holographic principle with attention to the ontological yada yada. So Bitcoin, holographic principle, all information in a volume of space can be presented in its boundary. A black hole's a bulk is projected from the surface. All historical transactions are compressed into a single chain of blocks. At any moment, the entire history is present on the ledger edge, the latest block. Bitcoin projects the entire economic history onto a present surface. I'm a fucking genius. Sorry. I just hate to admit it. Hey, we got a lot. Thank you so much. That's so kind. Bitcoin projects the entire economic history on the present surface, a boundary block that encodes the entire structure. So that's number 1. There's 4 ways. There's actually 5 ways that it relates. Number 2, compression of history into the present. The full 3D form is encoded into a 2D surface. We just said that. Number 3, entropy and trust. Oh, wait. What's this? We kind of did a kind of crazy question answer. So we went off on a tangent. Let's finish these really quickly. So hologram is a fascinating topic. We're going to have to do more on this. Make note to do an entire lecture on holograms. Hologram encodes the entire structure, traditional yada yada yada. Hologram is not a metaphor for the thing. It is a mode of presence. So next section, number 8, number 6 out of 14. Why can we say a black hole has information? Black holes were traditionally thought to destroy info, but that posed a problem. Quantum mechanics says that information cannot be destroyed. Okay, so quantum mechanics says you can't destroy info. You can't destroy structures of intelligibility. So you can't destroy structures of intelligibility, which means that intelligibility just mutates. It changes. And it can change into what appears chaos to us, but it's just an unperceived intelligible structure. Okay. Now, beyond that, general relativity. So Jacob Bergstein in the 1970s, basically, and Stephen Hawking, good old Hawking, introduced the idea. Oh, it's a Bernstein-Hawking theory. A black hole's entropy, the chaos of a black hole, i.e. information content, is proportional not to its volume, but to its surface area. So what they did is that if it was proportional to its volume, and a black hole was just an event horizon, a line, a 2D thing, then there was no info and all information was destroyed. So what they were like, well, what if we found a way? So was the Bergstein-Hawking entropy period what led to, did that theory lead to hologram theory? Let's just get the quick answer on that one. Yes, absolutely. The Bergstein entropy formula was a crucial precursor to the holograph. So Hawking invented the holograph by saying that a black hole doesn't lose any information in the event horizon because all the information, let me get this straight. Jesus. Here we go. So, where are we? Oh my God, dude. Oh, here we go. Sorry. So, the black hole's entropy is proportional not to its volume, but to its surface area. So, the chaos, the information, is proportional not to its volume, but to its surface area. So, the information, thus information is encoded on the boundary, not in the area. Okay, so that was the whole thing. A black hole may not destroy information, but scrambles and encodes it on its boundary event horizon. This led to another theory, the theory of ADS. It's a weird ass name, ADS CFT. It's a theory, ADS CFT, ADS slash CFT, and the universe as boundary projection. If a black hole, by the way, if a black hole collapses the entire mass of a supernova onto a 2D surface and it remains intelligible, according to Stephen Hawking, because you can't destroy information, then all of the universe, the entire intelligibility of the universe, could potentially be projected onto a 2D surface. Now, you would say, what accounts for 3D if it's on 2D? It's informational hallucination. It's code telling you that you are doing what you're doing, but it's no more than the operation of a formula on a 2D screen. So ADS means anti-de Sitter space, a theoretical universe with gravity. So it's basically a mathematical duality between kind of space, a theoretical universe with gravity, like isn't that our universe? And conformal field theory, a quantum field theory without gravity, defined on the boundary of ADS space. A theoretical universe with gravity. Okay, so it has gravity. Easy enough. And the conformal field theory is a quantum field theory without gravity, defined on the boundary of ADA space. So it's a theory where you don't need gravity because you're on the surface of a boundary. See, if you needed gravity, you would be risen off of the surface. Only things with height or width or depth with 3D suffer gravity. You're on the surface, you're sliding along the surface. Why the hell do you need gravity? So this is brilliant. Every physical event inside this volume has an exact mirror on the 2D boundary. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's kind of like the sphere in Las Vegas. So imagine in the sphere, there's an orgy going on inside. So there's an orgy going on inside, and it is projected onto the screen, onto the eye, and everybody in Las Vegas is looking at this huge ass orgy. It's gorgeous. It's a hologram. It's beautiful. We all love it. We want to see it. Please do it. So we have to describe a 3D world with gravity, like our universe, a 2D surface without gravity, but fully equivalent. So 2D, by the way, doesn't have gravity. Why does Mario jump? Who knows? We can't answer every goddamn question. It's 1A fucking M. Holographic duality. So why this shakes our representation in metaphysics? In traditional Western aesthetics, representation assumes a real world that is imitated, mimesis, in a hierarchy. The original is greater than the copy. But the holographic principle reverses this. The copy, boundary code, so copy goes from mimesis to boundary code, encrypted. Mimesis as non-encrypted, but yet representational abstract, even though it is a sort of encryption, but boundary code as literal up encryption. So the 3D world, now that you even wonder why do you even need 2D space, but you need some space. But so is this digital era metaphor? No, it's mathematically precise hypothesis. Holy fuck. So this is hard coded into string theory, quantum gravity, black hole thermodynamics. I need more on this. This will be for tomorrow. Okay, so number 9. Number 9 out of 14. Information, a pattern or rhythm. Beautiful distinction. Pattern, static, rhythm, temporal. Information is both. Information is not a static thing, but it's temporally expressed structure. So yes, information is a rhythm-shaped pattern. So information, rhythm-shaped pattern. Number 10, deep dive on the holographic principle. We've already done this, so we might apply this through this. Gravity and energy might not be fundamental within space. Instead, they emerge from boundary conditions. Just like a hologram stores 3D information on 2D space, itself is emergent, not fundamental. It offers a path to quantify. So, number 11. How does correlation of states allow for transfer of info in quantum computers? First, entanglement is not transmission, it is correlation. Data moves through wires, energy is used to push bits. Gates open when voltages reach thresholds. In quantum computer, qubits are entangled, means their states are mathematically linked, such that measuring one affects the total system. You don't send information between entangled qubits. Rather, you set up a system where operations on one implicitly define outcomes for the other. So how does info move? Gates, quantum logic operations like C-note, Hadamard, transform qubit states. So how does information move? Through the transformation of qubit states. These gates require energy, but the movement of information is not spatial. It's state-based, transformation of the entire entanglement system. So think of it like a changing constellation. Rather than running through wires, you're flickering through states. And the states are immensely complex. It's not just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's a picture. It's an immensely complex computer. So small brain don't understand. Entangled bits don't transmit information instantaneously. They reflect correlated. Entangled does not faster than light communication. So entanglement does not equal faster than light communication. Imagine you and a friend each take one half. So imagine you and a friend each take one half of an entangled pair and go far apart. You measure your qubit, you get 1. You instantly know your friend will be 0 or 1, depending on the entangled state. But you cannot control what results you get, so you cannot use it to send a message. There's no usable signal, just shared structure. This is why it's not usable. The correlations are only evident after comparing notes. No way to transmit chosen bit of data faster than light. The takeaway, entanglement is about shared reality. So the implication here is that you have to look at all the qubits. You can't have a quantum computer where a qubit is in China and you're in the US. You need to have them all in the same space so you can look at the organization of all the qubits together. 13 out of 14. How is information encoded in quantum computers? In classic computers, info is zeros and ones. Each bit is either 0 or 1. In quantum computers, info is in qubits. Notice how you have either a bit or a qubit, a qubit. So you either have a bit or a qubit. Notice how a qubit almost has a three-dimensionality to it. So info is in qubits. A qubit can be in superposition, where A and B are complex numbers, probability amplitudes, but information is in the amplitudes alone. It's in how qubits are entangled, transformed, and measured. Encoding strategies include quantum error connection codes. We're going to do a deep dive on quantum computers. We're not going to do it all today. So just don't worry if you're not getting any of this. Quantum error correction codes redundantly entangle qubits so info survives decoherence. So quantum computers encode info as transformations of quantum states across time. All right, we're getting it. So energy is ledger, ledger tracks ownership over time. Mining requires energy. Energy is ledger, and thermal energy is conserved. In physics, energy is currency of transformation. So metaphysics, energy is a universal. It measures what changed, how it changed, and what has required to change it. It's a cost. This make yes if energy equals trust. Okay. So okay. So we did it. 12 hours or something like that. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great freaking night. We will finish this talk tomorrow. Hopefully, if we make it through the night. Wow, we got a comment on YouTube. Let's read it. So my brain is too tired right now, bro, but I'm glad I found this channel. I believe in gender as made of a substrate that is social, not biological. I will return to this when my brain is not dry. Thanks. No problem. Thanks for watching. No problem. Thanks for watching. Be continuing tomorrow or Wednesday. Do not worry. So Let me do the spelling errors. Dumbass. We even got a comment. So thank you to somebody Fandos. You're very kind. See ya.